This summer I spent 6 months searching for work as a 3D animator. Yet for the past decade I've worked for the top animation studios you've probably heard of. I've always put a lot of care into my career, and honestly, I've never faced something like this before. And spoiler alert, I finally got the job, but it was super tough. So let me show you how it all started. After finishing my last 6 months contract, I applied everywhere I could and then I waited. Waiting is frustrating because basically you're stuck at home, you can't do anything. Eating out takes money, driving around takes money, and you have to be really careful about your spending habits because you don't really know how much time job hunt will take. While dealing with the rejections, I tried to stay optimistic and not just, play Dota 2 all the time. I focused on growing my IG account, making some YouTube videos and tutorials, all while endlessly scrolling through LinkedIn. So as I mentioned, I've never had a situation like this before. I've never struggled with getting clients or landing a job. In fact, I used to ignore recruiter messages on the LinkedIn most of the time. So hopefully I painted some point of reference for you. So what has changed? The game industry took a massive hit, right, in 2022. Developer strikes, crisis, AAA studios constantly shutting down. Plus there are way more animators than they were 5 to 10 years ago, okay, when I was starting out. That's just a fact. Learning animation never been easier, which means that there's a bigger competition. But Philip, we all know that. What is your solution? Alright, I'm about to tell you this right now. How to apply, how to get to work. The timing is also really important when it comes to applying for a job. The beginning of the year is usually a great time to apply, while the worst times are during the Christmas break and summer, since everyone are on vacation. So timing has a huge role, so in my opinion it's better to apply in this proper, time frame rather than waiting and constantly polishing your portfolio. That's why, in my opinion, sending imperfect portfolio or application in this right time frame is much better than constantly polishing your application and then sending this during the Christmas break, for example, right? Getting hired takes much longer than you probably could expect. Some companies got back to me after 3 months. I'm not even joking, 3 months. So you have to really take that into account. If you are already an animator and you have a job, that's perfect, but it doesn't have to last for, like 10 years. So you have to save some money. You need to be prepared for the breaks between the projects or during the applications. Current industry is pretty unpredictable. And as you can see, studios are constantly closing left and right. Normally, having a 6 months around of savings for rent and living expenses is a good rule of thumb. Sometimes more, but of course it depends on your situation and age, right? If you have a mortgage or if you are a breadwinner of the family. Okay, so the third one, if you can't find work for too long, shift your focus and explore new opportunities. I know it doesn't sound super optimistic, but that's a harsh reality. And maybe it's easier to land a job in video editing for some time, or UI animation or something similar. That's actually what helped me. I ended up doing UI animations for some mobile game, even though I've never done it before. So you have to be really open-minded. I even almost got a job as an art director in a pretty big mobile game studio, which is wild considering my drawing skills. Unfortunately, right now there's not enough work in movies or cinematics. That's why I would recommend focusing on the gameplay animations, okay? Because even smaller indie studios are looking for gameplay animators. Unfortunately, if you are an artist, you might need to learn some scripting or rigging because getting more technical will almost always help you in animation. That's a fact. Update your portfolio, especially if you are currently working in movies. Consider switching to gameplay animation instead. Why this is the case? Because usually working in movie industry means that you are working on freelance. Okay, you are getting a contract for free 6 months, and you have to constantly look for a new project, new contract. So it's super frustrating, it's super unpredictable, and I wouldn't recommend that for too long. And it's actually not only about the movie industry. Every company that works as a service provider have the same problem, right? Because they are constantly looking for new clients. So if there is a crisis, then there is a less amount of clients, and companies will start to struggle, right? They will start to kind of cut their expenses, their staff. So the best scenario is to work with a company that has already like their IP. So for example, they are developing a game, and the project will last for the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, because that's usually the cycle for AAA. So that's my mindset right now. I'm primarily looking for jobs for studios that have their own IP, or if not, they have at least like a longer project. As always, it's only my experience, and your results might change based on your situation and your location, for example. Okay, so take my words with a grain of salt. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And in the comment section, drop your tips about job hunting. Good luck, and see you in another video.